Morning boys and girls, it's another Monday, back on the Defender. Now let me show you what I've done this morning. I forgot to start filming before I started working, but let me show you what I've done so far. So my radiant intercooler is down there. Now obviously you saw before, it wouldn't fit on the post because it has male posts as opposed to female posts that the Defender one has. So I've taken a spare one, obviously one that's in better days, and I've modified it. So I have smoothed off the feet, as you can see, drilled a hole, both sides, the right positions in the middle, and dropped it on. Now, as you can see, there's some spaces there, because before, the bottom hose hit that bracket there, obviously, when it was all the way down. And if you look at the I don't know if you can actually because of the focus, but you can see now the fan blades, or I don't know if you can or not, but the fan blades now sit in the right position on the cowl. So, or so they didn't before I put these spacers in. Now they're 300 TDI radiator raisers for when you lift the body, but obviously use the other way up. So the pins sit in the chassis and then the radiator sits in these, but obviously I can put them upside down on this and use them this way around. So now the rad, I can't really show you because of the focus, but the rad sits perfect to where the fan is. Now, probably it's supposed to be a little bit closer, maybe that's about right. We'll see once we bolt or make a fixing at the top. So now that does sit inside the chassis rail, both sides. So I think we should be able to get the wings on. Now I'm not going to modify that one yet. I'm going to use this one as a mock-up, and we will see whether it fits. I think it's going to. I think it'll be all right. So that's that done. I've ordered, oh, we've all gone blurry. There we go. I've ordered all new hoses, all new water coolant hoses, because the Disco ones are different to the Defender ones. So I've ordered all the hoses on the Defender parts catalogue. So that'll be along soon. Now another thing, hang on. Now another option I've been looking at is dashboards. I was going to go for a Ministry of Defender Puma conversion one, but they are nearly getting over £2,000. Then I come across this on the Ali Sport website. As you can see, it's what they call a lightweight Defender competition dashboard. Now it's customizable. Them plates you can drill and tap and do whatever you want with. As you can see there, look, fitted on a Defender. I can pretty much do anything I like with that. And behind it, once you, in the next picture, you can see there's loads of room there to run heat events, cabling, wiring, fuse boxes, etc., and have anything you like on the front of the dash. I won't be able to use my bulkhead vents, and there's no screen demist, but I'm going to have a heated windscreen anyway. But I can still run some heater tube and some normal vents in those removable panels. I just think it could be the best option, and it comes in powder coated black and delivered with the VAT for 350 quid, as opposed to nearly £2,000 for the Ministry of Defender ones. Alright, it won't be as plush, but I think this might be a good function over form part. Right, well, done a couple more little bits. The wife is in having an op today, so I've been biting my nails and finding things to do, but she's all out now. Well, I say out, she's in recovery, so be a few days before she comes home, so I'm going to keep myself busy. But anyway, enough of that. I've knocked up a plate to cover up the old fuel filler, and as you can see, I've put a PCL adapter there for an airline, so I'll have to get a little cover, maybe a silicone nubbin or something to go over the end of that. Same sort of thing as I've ordered for blanking off the pipe on the engine. I'll show you that when it arrives. Might be able to get something similar for that. And I've got the fuel filler in, the grommet turned up, so that's now in and situated. I'm just waiting on the lockable cap. So we are getting there. That's connected up as well. The airline runs to the tank. I've obviously got to just finish off the tank plumbing yet, but it's all in situ. So, right, I have also received a delivery of a load of hoses. So let's see which ones we've got and which ones fit where. Well, you join me in the barn now. I need the rear brake pipe brackets from a TD5 Discovery to fit on the front of my modified galvanised chassis, obviously. Now I can buy them for 25 quid each. Second hand, I got offered them for £40 each. I should have removed them off a previous chassis, but I thought I've got this one sat here for now. I might as well take them off this TD5 chassis that's under my Classic, and then when it comes to replacing these ones, it will need new brake hoses anyway, and they come with new brake hoses, so I'll just replace them. So I have moved everything out, winched this out, and it is now time to get them off. I've managed to get both of them off. One of them snapped the bolt, the other one come off all right, so I'll have to drill that and put a new bolt in. So yeah. So I'm just going to get these off, ready for the other chassis, and then I've got to try and get this back in the hole with 3 flat tyres. All 3 have torn sidewalls, so they won't take air. So I've got to try and get it back in the gap. Joy. Oh, it's chilly today. I've just had my friend here this morning changing the water pump on his Smart Roadster. So I've been otherwise engaged doing the Range Rover, getting that out and getting the brackets ready for the brake pipes. Also starting to look at getting the wings on. Now let me show you this. When I got the roll cage, it come with loads of extra fittings that I don't quite know what they're all for. I think it's a lot of it is probably a Defender 110 like bulk kit that comes with them all. So anyway, in there was a load of metric bolts and spire clips for fitting the wings, so you haven't got to use the old ones that were there. Obviously I went back with the original ones, not really realising what these are for, but now I know. So I'm going to fit these this time, so it will make getting the bits in a bit easier, because the spire clips are old and obviously the bolts are hard to come by these days, so it's easier just to have metric bolts. So I'm going to pull all these out, put the new ones in, and then we might look at getting the wings on after we've done the brake pipe things that I got off the other chassis, because obviously it's a lot easier to do them in situ now with no wing in the way than once it's fitted. So right, change spire clips, do the brackets. So I've got my rebuilt heater box in. I did this ages ago, took it all apart, cleaned it, put a new matrix in, just put a new seal on and tightened it all up, and it's now fixed. So I've got to obviously put the intake on when the wing goes on, and then work out the wiring and controls, because obviously we've going to change the dashboard, so we've got to see how that all works. But anyway, right, next job. New caps arrived. Perfect. Blanking plugs arrived for the back of the engine here. Do that clamp up, spot on. The new clutch line's turned up, but the thread on this end doesn't fit my master cylinder. So the TD5's obviously had a different thread. So I've got to change the master or get an adapter. Joy, that's going to put me behind. Mr. Google's a helpful chap. There you go, it's in. I hadn't realised there's an adapter on the old pipe. So I took that out and that goes straight in the master. Jobs are good, and I've just got to obviously route that properly once I've got everything buttoned up. Right, next job. All right, next to go on was that rear engine cover. I presume it's just some kind of sound deadening to stop it going backwards towards the bulkhead, but that's on. Right, so the TD5. I've just found a picture on eBay. I'll insert it here. You can see there the bulkhead has a different panel. Where that one is there has a different panel with the mounting for these. So it looks like I'm gonna have to make something. So let's go away and have a go. Right, so I've knocked a quick plate up, just bent it in the vise. Obviously clips on the back there, bolts on there. So I'm just gonna offer it up and sort of finesse the shape just to try and make it fit nice in the gap. So I'll show you once I've done that, because I can't measure, draw, cut while holding a camera. Right, we have made something. I haven't bolted it properly down yet, but proof of concept, it's in, it works. You can still take the tank out, and there we go. It bolts underneath the clutch pedal. So obviously once that's bolted down, that's not going anywhere. We just got to put another little, like drill a hole. Oh, just dropped the header tank. Just got to drill another hole there and put a riv nut in the bulkhead, and then we can bolt it down. So I'm going to take it back off, drill the hole, put a riv nut in, give it a coat of paint, and then we've got a header tank. Right, well, the brackets from the Discovery 2 chassis fit obviously as they're supposed to, as they're Discovery 2 spring hangers, but they fit there for the brake lines just perfect. So that's exactly what I needed. Right, the bracket, Binky would be proud, is just drying. So once that's dried, I will put that on the bulkhead, and then that's another job ticked off. Right, the bracket is on. I don't think that looks out of place. It's clamped down underneath the clutch pedal and then bolted there. The bottle is bolted on, and that is solid. So let's just hope it's low enough for the bonnet. Now I've just seen that, we might just have to manipulate it a little bit otherwise, but I think that's pretty much where it was before, or where the pictures I've seen. So fingers crossed. So I've just checked the picture again, and actually the bottom bolt needs to be in line with the clutch bolt. So the whole thing may need to come down 10 mil. It's not a problem, we've got movement. I can just cut back the top lip so that hangs off it, and then just drill and tap another hole. So it's not a problem. I'll leave it for now until, just at least then I can pipe it all up and make sure everything's running and stuff first. We've got a header tank, and then if I do need to move it down that 10 mil, I can. Should have looked at that, should know before I'd done it, but never mind. At least proof of concept is there, and it's going to work. Right, I'll strip the wings down a bit so I can put them on separately, because it's always been a faff with these to get them on and off. I think I've been doing it wrong in the past by doing it all as one piece. So I've put the inner arch on, as you can see, then I'll try and slip the outer arch over. But I've got to go and get the wife from hospital now. She's ready to come home, so I'll be back on this tomorrow as long as she's all good. Hello, it's another new day. Went and picked the wife up from hospital yesterday, so she's got a few weeks now of recovering at home, but she's all right. But last night I couldn't help but constantly think about that bracket being slightly off. Good bracket if I had have drilled it in the right place to start with. So I've come straight in this morning, and there we go. I've moved it down. So as you can see, I took probably 20 mil out the top of the bracket, slid the whole lot down and re-drilled the hole. So you can't see from this angle, but the bolt hole is in the same position as the middle clutch bolt. And from the pictures I've seen online, that seems to be about right. So yeah, it is just about, you know, just proud of the lip, but that obviously should fit under the bonnet now. It might have done already, but I just wasn't, you know, sure. But also moving it down has moved it away from the bulkhead slightly as well. So I think it's a win-win. Right, that's done. So what else have I been doing, or am I about to do? So the inner wing, I took the inner wing off the outer wing and lightly bolted it on. It's just sort of resting there. I've drilled out the holes that go around the circumference, 4 of them, around there and one at the bottom, and put riv nuts in. So then this outer piece on the wing can just be bolted on. I haven't got to try and reach around, get nuts and bolts on. So that'll make that simpler. I've also fitted the snorkel intake. I can't remember, it's been so long. I'm sure I bought an elbow that comes there and comes straight out, but I can't find it for the life of me. But hopefully I should be able to get to it through the intake hole, etc. I did drill off the arch, cut off the arch bolt there, so as not to foul it or make it difficult for myself. I haven't sealed that on yet. I've just screwed it on lightly, so I'll probably take that off in a minute, seal it and fix it on there, so then that's done. I've also remembered that I bought new lights, indicators and side lights, so I'm quickly going to stick them in. And then I think the wing can go on and we can move on to the other side. So let's get cracking. And that's one wing on, and the 2 new lights. What a palaver that was. The aftermarket ones don't fit in the hole. The rubber sleeve is too thick, so I had to trim that down to get it into the hole. That sounds a bit weird, but anyway, the wing is on. And there it is, aired out. I think it's going to look pretty cool. I know a Land Rover is supposed to be high, but literally I've done this just so I can get it in the garage. So I think that is going to do the job. So next job is get the other wing on. Let's get it on the stands and make a start. Replacement battery day today on the L322. I'm too tight to buy a new one, so I've got a one that I had off another Discovery that's good. Because the bonnet lives in the scuttle, it's a nightmare to get it out with the bonnet not in its normal position. So what you've got to do is pop off the gas struts from there and then lift it all the way, gas strut, both sides, shall I say. Lift it all the way up, and this arm that's normally resting against this arm spins over and clips into that extra little bung. Mine were seized, so I had to lube them up before they'd move. But then you get the bonnet pretty much vertical, which means you can then get the battery out. So it's then these 10 mils are the clamps that will take that off, and obviously just your normal battery connections. Pretty simple. And there we are, the end of another week. This does take a lot longer than you think it should, putting it back together, but both wings are on now. The radiator does fit in the gap. I'll insert the picture here. So next week I've got to do glow plugs on the P38 because it's not starting when it's cold. And then I've got a job on Tuesday up to Manchester. Then I'll be back on this. So yeah. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying the progress. We're getting there. Once next week I can start working out engine bay wiring, etc., and then I can start sorting out the interior. Waiting on my dashboard to arrive. It's being powder coated as we speak, the one from AliSport, so I can start on the interior. So for now, have a lovely weekend. Like, subscribe and share, as they say, and I'll see you very soon in the next one. Yeah, have a great one. Ta-ra, guys.